Okay, here we go. I'm going to do an update on the murder of Atatiana Jeferson in Fort Worth, Texas. It was an update 3 hours ago. It's a murder warrant for Fort Worth. Officer says woman was killed, that he killed was holding a gun in her home. Here they go. Here they go with the lies. They're getting ready to pack the lies on here. Fort Worth, Texas. The murder arrest warrant for a white officer who shot and killed a black woman on Saturday says the victim was holding a gun after she heard noises outside her window. A witness, the woman's 8-year-old nephew, told a police investigator that after Atatiana Jeferson heard noises outside of her window and thought there might be a prowler outside, she reached into her purse and grabbed a handgun and pointed it toward the window, the warrant said. That's when Fort Worth police officer Aaron Dean shot Jeferson through the window and she fell to the ground, the warrant said. Officers called for emergency medical help, who pronounced Jefferson dead when they arrived, according to the warrant. Officers administered first aid but were unsuccessful, the warrant said. Officer L. Dart said that she and Dean were in the backyard standing near a window when Dean shot Jefferson. Dart said she could only see Jefferson's face at that time, the warrant said. According to the warrant, officers never announced their presence. Fort Worth Mayor Betsy Price said on Monday that the gun was irrelevant to the investigation. In Texas, homeowners have the right to be armed on their own property, Price said. The two officers responding to a neighbor's call about open doors at the home said they saw the front doors open, but the storm doors were closed. The family's vehicles were in the driveway. The arrest on Monday of one of their own was met by officers in Fort Worth with thanks, according to interim police Ed Krause. Krause likened the day-to-day work police officers do every day to building an anthill and characterized the shooting of a woman inside of her home during a welfare check as though someone had come and washed all that work away. You have to start all over, Krause said Tuesday. Dean, 34, of Arlington, resigned from the Fort Worth Police Force Department on Monday morning. So he resigned yesterday. He was arrested. Dean was arrested about 6 p.m. Monday, police said at a news conference. Monday night, he was booked into the Tarrant County Jail and released on bail after Monday night, according to records. Patrol officers determined how to respond to the door open call they received from dispatch on Saturday, according to Krause. If officers perceived the call was one of a more criminal nature, they would respond one way, Krause said. However, if the officers approaching thought the open door on Allen Avenue was simply an oversight, they would respond in a different way. Krause left the stage after speaking about 5 minutes Tuesday morning, seemingly overcome with emotion during the press conference. At a press conference Monday afternoon, Krause identified Dean, who had served about 18 months with the department, as the officer who shot Jefferson. Krause said he was going to fire Dean had he not resigned Monday morning. The FBI has been briefed to investigate possible civil rights violations, he said. Krause said his intention was to fire the officer for violating policies, including the use of force policy. Krause said Dean had not cooperated with the investigation and has not answered questions from investigators. Dean resigned in a one-sentence letter, according to the Associated Press. The letter said, immediately, I am tendering my resignation from the Fort Worth Police Department. The letter was released by the state's largest police union, the Combined Law Enforcement Association of Texas. The group's executive director, Charlie Wilkinson, said an attorney would be provided for Dean, the murderer, with support from the union. So here we go. It's another twist. So this is a twist. The cop that did the shooting and killing of Atatiana Jeferson was resigned today. In his statement, he stated that she had a gun. She had a gun in her hand. Well, according to the 8-year-old, they took a statement from. It's an 8-year-old child stated that she got the gun out of her hand after she thought somebody was a prowler in the backyard. So she had every right to have that gun in her hand. The cops went to the house unannounced, never said a word. So how would she know whether they was cops or prowlers? So here we go. It's a whole nother twist, and each day it's getting stinkier and stinkier, if you ask me. Hold your nose. It's starting to look a little smelly over there in Texas. Another twist. Justice for Atatiana Jeferson.